Igama lam 𝗪𝗻𝗁, and I am with 𝗬𝗍𝘀𝗶𝗵𝗁. In studio, we have a gentleman. He is the chairman. I did say he's the big honcho, the chairman of Global Business Solutions, Mr. Jonathan Goldberg. Good morning and welcome.
John, good morning. You good?
Morning to you and your listeners. I'm excellent, thank you.
You're a businessman. You've got a book out, The Business of Adaptation, connecting dots of entrepreneurial success in changing times. Tell us more about your book. What's inspired it?
I'll tell you what inspired it. I went to Richard Branson at the beginning of the year. In end of January, I spent 3 days with Richard Branson on his Necker Island.
Sure.
Just 20 business people from around the world were invited to his island. I was the only African.
Sure.
So I had this book in draft for a while, and I thought, well, let me be gutsy and draft the book and finish the book so I can give a copy to Richard.
Yeah.
My wife, who accompanied me with the trip, thought I was mad. She said, well, how can you give your book to Richard Branson? With Landa 𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 finalize the book so I could give it to
Wow.
Richard Branson. I got photographs of me giving it to Richard.
Oh, lovely.
And he's unlike other people, he's very pro-South African.
I love that. I love that
Very.
because I've found that a lot of business people that have met South Africans are so fascinated with our story because we've done something that has not been done in the world, and that is just unifying in terms of shifting forward and having a belief to turn things around as a nation, as a people. And I think that's our biggest currency, wouldn't you say?
I think our biggest currency for me, I've traveled this whole planet, is effectively connectivity.
Sure.
So we have 3 South Africans here from different backgrounds sitting
Yeah.
in this room, and we just connect quickly.
Sure.
Because we're all open to connection. You don't get that anywhere else in the world where someone invites you to the house to 𝗬𝗽𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗁 to have a whatever drink. We as South Africans, especially us Eastern Capers,
Yeah.
have got something special that is beautiful. And I think when you do connect with international people, you see that, and they're really attracted to that openness.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
Lovely,
that.
lovely.
Yeah, because just speaking about having a Miss South Africa from the Eastern Cape as well, again. So when you speak about that, like how Eastern Cape people are quite special people, and South African people, because we're so diverse, but we always manage to find something to connect with. And it's been a conversation we've been having with
Sure.
Zinike. He's been saying that he's still wanting to find what connects South Africans, that one patriotic thing that we have. And I said to him, at this moment in time for me, it's Mkhwanazi, because he's managed to connect South Africans in one thing,
Yeah.
We want to get rid of corruption in the country. We want, the criminal justice system to move in a certain way that everyone feels like it's moving in a justified way, I would say. So what is that one thing, do you think? You said connectivity first, but what is that one thing do you think holds South Africans together? That one patriotic thing that we can say? Is it the flag maybe for you? What is it? The rugby? What is it?
I think for us South Africans who want to participate in South Africa, to my mind, it's around issues that we do all the time. So the issue around the corruption, it was a Zondo commission at first. Maybe a lot of people are disappointed about the effectiveness of the results, but that's exactly why we have the new commission about the issues in the police force and the prosecuting force in respect of getting things done. So I think it's how we connect around a number of things. But let's go back to rugby.
Yeah.
So I watched a rugby game of the Sharks on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I counted that there were 19 African coloured and Indian people in the squad of 23.
Sure.
And to me, that's just, it puts a big smile on my face. Why? Because the more players we have, the more we'll beat the rest of the world, the more cups we'll bring home.
Sure.
And that's just a logical issue.
Yeah.
Those players are there all on merit. Mainly why? Because they were given an opportunity. So where we get these connectivities, all opportunities, not only rugby, it's not only this Commission of
Yes,
Inquiry or
yes,
Zondo.
yeah.
I think when we get an opportunity to connect and have opportunity, we just go for it. We just connect around a common purpose. Like we're so excited about the results of this beauty pageant as an example.
Yeah.
Another one now, we're speaking about opportunity. The call to resolve or remove BEE. Right. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think the initial idea was to allow an equal opportunity, for those who are not able to, work in the business world and all that, or get involved. But now, obviously, it seems to have been, went off the wrong. It didn't work. for some moment. It works, but it doesn't work at the same time. So what are your thoughts now with the cause of let's just remove BEE completely?
Again, going back to a couple of comments about
Yeah.
that, I think we've got to be very careful about these blanket statements. It hasn't worked. So if you look at the enterprise development, socioeconomic development, supply development side, and the procurement side,
Sure.
I watched a company move 200 million rands with the procurement because one BE score was better than the other. And one had black ownership, the other didn't. Obviously, similar price, similar quality. So I've seen some very good shifts. But could it be improved? Definitely.
Sure.
Should it be that narrow, restrictive that only certain people get it? Or should there be some kind of sovereign fund? I think we lost the opportunity in South Africa of a sovereign fund for the people, run by the people. Not necessarily run by government, but run by the people. And I think that's what we've got to get back to. In minerals, can we create a sovereign fund? In BE, can we create a sovereign fund? Not run necessarily by government, but run by, say, community, labor, business, and government.
Yeah.
Because we're all participants in this economy. And again, I think the truth be told, there is lack of confidence in government running a fund.
Sure.
And that's exactly why we've got to this criticism of BE, because people says, yes, there's been corruption, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, there has been, but that doesn't mean the fundamental principle of giving people opportunity is not there.
Sure.
So go back to the Sharks and the 19 people. They're only there because effectively they got opportunity.
Yes.
We want to give people opportunity, and then effectively we want to develop. So the money we spend on education, are we spending it correctly? Are we spending it efficiently? There's lots of money. Our money we're spending on health, let's get that right, because there's lots of money there that could be spent much, much better for the communities that already need those kinds of services and need that education.
Wow.
Effective
Johnny.
spending on funds more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This takes me to the price of principles in your book. Talks about the path of an ethical leader on page 105.
I was giving a speech at the on Saturday actually with 𝗧𝗍𝗶𝗵𝘁, and we're on the platform together. And the real question is, you know, I'm not in business for 5 years or 1 year.
Sure.
If you are going to get involved in crime and corruption, it'll catch you.
Yeah.
So we see the big tender kings are being caught all the time. Yes, they got all the cars and got all this, but they're now in jail or going to jail.
Yeah.
So the point is, you've got to decide: I'm going to take the short-term business or the long-term business. My dad was a pharmacist. I write about in the book, a very open, tolerant guy. That's why I'm open and tolerant. Thank goodness I got that education at home.
Sure.
And I saw him retire at 60, about 63, 64, and he thought he got poorer and poorer. What he should have done, he should have done locums, a bit of work. So not about how much money you've got, it's about whether you have the ability to continue to earn income. Whether you're 60, 70, 75, we have people working in the 80s today. So again, I'm asking business people and people involved to take the long-term view. Short-term gains not going to help you.
Very powerful. Fact.
You gave your book to Richard Branson, right? What did he say?
Rich is a great guy, so he took my book, and I went back to my room that evening after the function. We had a party with him.
Yeah.
We had 3 different parties with him. That was one of the parties was a pajama party, and I came with the wrong code of pajamas, because it was actually a animal print pajama party. I came in my Christmas pajamas.
Lovely.
That I got from Temu, so I clearly was out of place.
Lovely.
But you've got to make an impact and be not scared of embarrassing yourself to make an impact. So I gave him the book. That evening I got back to my room, and there was his book. It's about triple the thickness of my book. And the title is Losing My Virginity. So it's clearly a much better title than mine. And he said, love, Linda, Johnny from Richard. So I still have that book in my office, and effectively that was his reply. So he's attentive to detail. You give him something, he replies. There's a estate that produces a wine called Seriously Old Dirt. It's a red wine. I took a bottle all the way back for him, all the way from here to Necker Island. I gave it to him, and he just loved the sense of humor.
Yeah.
Seriously old dirt. Richard is seriously good old dirt.
Sure. Lovely. Lovely.
All right. Global business solutions. You mentioned that your father was also, a farmer and a businessman and so on, and now you're a businessman. Tell me about the business. How long have you been in it? And, the challenges and, what you've overcome and the highlights of being in your space.
Well, we started in 𝗬𝗬. I went to 𝗬𝗬 because I was at a Grahamstown school, Kingswood College, privileged to have gone there.
Yep.
And a lot of our friends were from the Transkei traders. So I went to Coffee Bay from a young age, 12, 13. I was at boarding school very young. And I could see the economic opportunities in the former Transkei, the current Transkei, the former homeland.
Yes.
And so I was always going to go to Transkei, and I took a job there only for 3-4 months, and then I offered to buy the company, and that's how we got into consulting. Actually, we started in financial services, and then in 1990 we had the boom of labor law and the whole, remember trade unions were banned in the Transkei under the former homeland. We had the revolution come in, lead up to 1994, and I was there as a lawyer consulting with these clients on financial services. That's how we started labor law and compliance law.
Sure.
And again, we were right in the beginning part. So I was part of the drafting team for the Transkei Labor Decree under 𝗬𝗪𝗧. He was a military ruler at that stage. And that became the forerunner for the South African Labour Relations Act. So a little person working out of 𝗬𝗬, then eventually East London, we've really been able to get a national presence.
Sure.
And I'm very much involved in national negotiations and legislation. And I'm proud of the fact that you can come from wherever you want to come from and be whatever you want to be, like the front page of the Daily Dispatch this morning. And I think we ought to encourage people to just have hope, because some people's situation is very tough. They just got to have hope. I remember Will Smith said once on a visit to South Africa, what does he tell the person who hasn't got a job? He tells the person, if you get opportunity to sweep the street, sweep it like no one else has done it.
Sure.
Do it the best you can, because
the
that
best of
provides the
what you do.
opportunity.
Wow, fantastic words. I would love to have a conversation even further with you. Now you mentioned labor laws and things like that, and I think we should invite you back again. But I understand you have a meeting in the next 5 minutes, so we have to leave you. Allow you to leave us basically and get to your meeting. But thank you so much for your time today. I think I'll go through the book as well, and we'll go through it and then maybe invite you again.
Thank you for the privilege of coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So we've got Johnny's book.
Yes, we've got. We need an autograph
Autographs
of this. By
are
the
in
way,
order.
So if you can
Autographs are in order.
sign it for us, and also for people who want a copy of your book now, how can they get a copy?
Just contact our office and we'll get them a copy.
All right. The offices are Global Business Solutions in 𝗬𝗪𝗧 here in East London. So you contact the offices and then you'll get a copy of the book. Thank you so much. I called him Jonathan when he started. He's like, John.